Hurricane Beryl has left a lot of power outages in its wake. It is now a tropical storm, but still a very strong tropical storm. 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm that we have. Starting off with the satellite imagery here, and you can see it's moving inland now, and you can see just how big it is. So you can see how it's starting to expand as it moves inland, but still really very well defined, I might say. Looking at some of the observations we have over the area, still seeing some pretty high wind gusts. Houston, Ellington has a 67-mile-an-hour wind gust. You still have a 61-mile-an-hour wind gust at San Bernard. We have lots of 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And even well inland, we're still seeing wind gusts here at Navacosta Municipal Airport, north at 40, gusting to 58. So still seeing a lot of wind in these areas. And we even have a tornado watch on the right side of the storm. Because of the possible tornado risk that we'll have in this area. So let's go look at the radar next, and you can see what we've got here. Here are the feeder bands coming in across places like Port Arthur, around Beaumont, and then Houston. Starting to see the back edge, which, of course, this is what happens when you have a landfall. The back edge seems to be kind of empty. It's all front-loaded as far as the precipitation goes. Let's go to the power outage map because we do have a lot of people without power in Texas right now. 2,301. That's 2 million. Over 2 million, 2.3 million people without power right now in Texas, and that is not a good situation. And you can see the hardest hit areas are where the storm made landfall: Wharton County, Matagorda, Brazoria. We have outages in Chambers, Galveston County. Where's Galveston here? Galveston has 70,000 customers without power. 118,000 in Montgomery. So you have a lot of these areas are really getting hit very hard. And then you have outages over here too, which I'm not sure what these are related to. Maybe some severe weather, not related with Beryl, but you can see a lot of outages here in this area. Very hard hit. Brazoria particularly, as that area dealt with the brunt of the storm. So let's look at some of the damage here. We're going to go on to the thing, and again, unfortunately, 2 people have died. We've got some pictures of some of the damage here. Power lines down. You can see, obviously, structures down, trees down, and I know there's been some storm surge flooding as well. This is another video that somebody took of Houston. Pretty wild stuff. Even in Houston, yeah, the storm really held its own here, for sure, and caused a lot of damage. I already did the radar, so we did the power outage map. I don't really want to make this too long of an update, but definitely have a lot of... oh, yeah, we're missing this. So let's go to this here. I'll show you what it was like. These cameras went down, unfortunately. So let's see if we can... They're all down.
This is the one who keeps it moving.
Why is there always an ad when I go on here? It's very annoying. I should get these set up before. All the cameras have gone down about an hour ago. I don't know what happened. But this is what it looked like about an hour ago in Houston. You can see the winds just howling away here, shaking the camera, and some of those heavy rain bands you can see just kind of blurring everything out there pretty much, and probably some power flashes in there too, perhaps, if we look closely enough. But yeah, Houston really got pounded pretty badly. A lot of wind in that, and no surprise that you'd see a lot of power outages with trees falling down and flooded roads. Let's go back to the, speaking of flooding, let's go back to this and look at how much rain has fallen, because that's the other angle of it that I almost forgot about. Rainfall. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of it. So we'll go to 12-hour rainfall, and you can see what we've gotten here. Where it made landfall, you could see over 5 inches of rain, 6 inches of rain. That's on top of the saltwater flooding that you have. So a lot of rain is falling in this area. You can see a lot of rain that has fallen in the past 12 hours, and there's going to be more rain to come as this continues to push inland and generate more rain and cause more power outages. A very remarkable storm for, you think just a Category 1. Well, even just a Category 1 can cause a lot of damage. And actually, that's 24-hour precipitation. Take a look at how much rain we've gotten. Yeah, almost 9 inches of rain, 7.86. Yeah, tremendous amounts of rain that we've seen here in this area. I wonder if we do wind gusts here. This will show all the wind gusts here that we've gotten here. This is the latest wind gust, not historical, but still a 70-mile-an-hour wind gust. But go to historical. Let's see what we can get here. And show some of the really strong winds. It's missing some of them, of course, because they were wind gusts over 90. We were updating this. So a lot, very, very strong winds. A very, very powerful Category 1 hurricane. And the reason why is it came ashore as it was strengthening. So that makes all the difference in the world when you see that. And still, Houston, Ellington gusting to 73. That's really unbelievable. It really is. Really, really is. So we'll talk a little more about Beryl later tonight in the weather update. But, yeah, this is a quite 79-mile-an-hour wind gust at Brazoria. Brazoria, man, they are just not getting a break. Southwest, I mean, they really have gotten pounded over there. I mean, it's unbelievable. The storm center's far. Look at that. We still got gusts up to 76. This storm is really incredible. It really is. How it's holding its own, even though it's far inland. It's really incredible to see this kind of thing. It really is. So if we go to the AccuWeather News, you'll see it'll talk about Beryl becomes first Atlantic hurricane to make U.S. landfall in 2024. And these are makes landfall at Matagorda, Texas. It's a Category 1. Here's some more pictures of the damage. Power lines down all over the place. No surprise. Flooding. Look at the storm surge here we got. So we got storm surge flooding over here. And really a bad situation. Yeah, roads washed out. All that stuff. Really quite a storm. So it's quite a storm. That's all I got to say. Wow. It's quite something to see. So anyway, definitely I'm not sure about damage to transmission power lines, but a lot of the distribution power lines surely have been snapped by these high winds. Not a surprise. And the storm is still going. That's what's incredible about this thing. It's still going. Even though it came ashore like 8 hours ago, and this thing is still producing these really high-end wind gusts. It's really incredible to see. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this Hurricane Beryl update, a Tropical Storm Beryl update, but a very strong tropical storm. Actually, I almost left out the Hurricane Center, so let's go to that. Almost left that out. So let's go. Tropical Storm Beryl, still 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts with this. So, yeah, how could I forget this part? It's the most important part. I didn't sleep much. Life-threatening storm surge, damaging wind gusts and flooding rainfall continues over eastern Texas. So as of 10 a.m., located 29.8 north, 95.7 west, about 20 miles west-northwest of Houston, Texas. Maximum sustained winds still 70 miles an hour. Moving north-northeast at north-northeast at 13 miles an hour. Minimum essential pressure 984 millibars, 29.06 inches. It's remarkable how long it's taking for this thing to weaken. It really is. And the extent is of these. Excuse me. The extent of these winds are 115 miles from the center. Houston Hobby Airport recently reported a wind gust of 84 miles an hour, and Bush Intercontinental Airport reported a wind gust of 83 miles an hour. This is incredible, considering how that the storm is so far inland. But like I told you about that brown ocean effect, because this part of Texas is very low-lying and swampy and moist. Even though the center is inland, it's still kind of getting energy to keep going. It's still got the warm, humid air and the warm ground, the warm, humid. It's almost acting like a brown ocean. So it's actually continuing to fuel the storm. Let's hope this thing weakens when it moves further into Texas, into some drier areas. But wow, what a storm this is. 2.3 million people without power right now in Texas. And unfortunately, if you look at the forecast for Texas, if we look at the forecast for Texas and just still go to event to sky, I'll show you, unfortunately, behind this storm, it's going to be absolutely brutal. tomorrow and the other days. You can see temperatures will be well into the 80s and 90s. And it's going to be humid as well. So, unfortunately, I feel for all those people without power. I don't know how they're going to survive. I certainly wouldn't be able to deal with that. I have to stay in a hotel or something, and hopefully the state of Texas does something to help people who really need shelter from this heat and humidity. I hope they do. Unfortunately, they don't have a great record of doing things like that in Texas because it's one of those every man for yourself states. That is going to wrap up this update on Hurricane Beryl, Tropical Storm Beryl now, but a very strong tropical storm, leaving 2.3 million without power, and that number is probably going to grow some more. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and let's pray for everybody in Texas. They're really going through a rough time as yet another disaster hits, and this is going to be a very busy hurricane season. This is going to be a situation that's going to repeat itself numerous times, I fear. So, take it easy.